Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Kim, and I definitely do have a few things that I want to talk to you guys today about. I want to talk to you guys today about being motivated. I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about self, loving yourself. I want to talk about putting God first no matter what. I want to talk about how it is currently July, and I'm so happy that you guys made it. I'm so happy. If you are here right now, you're listening to me, you're tuned in. I'm so happy that that you're listening, that you decided to take this step to keep moving forward with yourself. I'm happy about the fact that you didn't give up. Why? Because excuse me, a lot of people, they want to give up. They want to, throw in the towel. They want to say to hell with life. But you know what? Life is all about building. It's all about growing. Whether it's in the community, growing with friends, growing with family. It's all about having that mindset that says, you know what, I'm gonna humble myself and learn more about what it is that I want to do, especially if it has to do with a project that you're doing, or a business that you're into, or a job that you're into. You want to make sure that you love what you do, and I can't stress that enough. But I feel like in this day and age, people should love what they do, and I want to talk about these relationships nowadays. These relationships where, where you might feel as if, the person is moving different and stuff like that. I mean, it can happen to where, you have that person, moving different and stuff like that. And, they they talk to you in such a way that you don't like it. Then tell that person that you don't like the fact that they're talking to you in the way that you don't like. Let them know that you don't like that. I feel like even though it's soft girl, quote unquote soft girl era, I feel like a lot of women neglect the fact that, they have signs and rules. Like, when it comes down to dating, like there's rules when it comes down to dating. And there's like, I have rules, like let's just say looking good for a man. Like, I feel like it's important to look good for a man, because men, they believe what they see with their eyes. They believe their eyes. So, if you're a married person and your husband has wandering eyes, then pray to God and be like, Lord, I pray for my husband right now. I pray that he doesn't have wandering eyes, and I pray that his eyes is only for me. And let's just say that you're a single woman on here and you're listening and you're watching me. And you don't think that your husband is giving you enough attention, but you looking good for him, and this is that. It could be something else. Like, that's why I tell a woman all the time, just pray for the person that you're in a relationship with. Pray for that person, because a lot of things that they could be going through and stuff like that, it could be so detrimental to them and such a trauma to them that they decide to keep it inside. Like, they bottle it up because they don't have that trust yet with that person to be able to tell them, like, okay, yeah, this is something that I'm going through, or this is something that I'm feeling, or this is the way that I'm feeling. So they don't express it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that. Whenever you're dating and stuff like that, Have standards, women. Have standards. It is so important to have standards. It's so important to have standards in a relationship, because you want to be a meal. You don't want to be like, oh, just let yourself go. Like, have standards. Keep on doing the things that you were doing before y'all even got into a relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, before you even met that guy, you were going out to gym, you were going to Bible study, you were reading books and everything like that. You were working out probably 4 days out of the week. You were probably focused on a lot of other things and stuff like that. This was before he came to the picture. Keep on doing that even though he's there, because of the simple fact that when he leaves, like, let's just say that he's not around, now okay, look, I could just bounce back and go to back to my regular life. Even when he's not around, I have something that I can focus my mind on and focus my heart on, So, whatever it comes down to, like, relationships and dating and stuff like that, I feel like people have to literally sit down and think about it. Think about why the women in the Bible spent so many months getting their stuff prepared and stuff like that in order for the king to come in. They had to prepare themselves with oils and myrrhs and stuff like that in order to please the king. Now, and also they had to prepare banquets for the king. Now, I don't know what type of relationships or dating that people online or people nowadays they're doing, but I think that it's important to be able to look good for your man and be able to please him in such a way that is unforgettable. Like, every time it has to be an unforgettable moment, especially if you're that type of woman who wants to make a statement. You get what I'm saying? Like, you want him to stay. You want him to get to the point to where, look, you're going to put this ring on my finger. You're going to put this ring on my finger. And that's where, ultimately, that's where women are trying to get at. And, that's why I talk about this, because I feel like, in the dating world, I feel like there's a lack of standards. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to settle for less. You don't. If he's not meeting your requirements, you don't have to settle for that. You can always go on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? If he's a liar, and he's not telling the truth, he's just a habitual liar, not very honest with you or anything like that. Think about those things. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth that? You know what I'm saying? Talking to a liar, spending time, with a liar. You know what I'm saying? Is he a cheater? Is it worth, giving yourself up to a cheater? Do you really want to stay there and stuff like that? And also, there are men who are abusers. It doesn't have to, abusers, it doesn't necessarily have to be, only about like physical abuse, but it could also be about drug abuse. There's some men who are addicted to drugs. There's some men who are addicted to alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Can he act sane, and can he still love you without using those substances? You know what I'm saying? It's just so many things that I want to talk to you guys today about. A lot of things to just continuously be aware about, especially when it comes down to dating and relationships. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women out there who, lose sight of the fact that there are good guys out there. And there are guys who, they don't have, certain complications. They won't nag at you or come at you any type of way. They have respect for you. There's a mutual respect that is given. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? Excuse me. There's a mutual respect that is given. But you guys, thank you so much for taking your time to listen in on my video. I definitely do have my next podcast that is coming out later on tonight, so definitely tune into it. And thank you again. Bye till next time.